Anyway, as we all know, Dr. Shaklee spoke about seeing the people. And that's what we've really built our company on in our history, all about seeing the people. And Dr. Shaklee was the pioneer in network marketing. Well, here we are today, and we have the opportunity to see and attract more people to Shaklee than ever before. And what I mean by that is we have the opportunity to bring Shaklee to the masses and to see the people in a whole new way. As we know, Shaklee180 offers a solution to today's global epidemic. We've got a program that is visible, that is simple, and that is social, and is relevant to today's consumer. And guess what? It's only the beginning. Shaklee180, as we are learning, is a great entry point to the Shaklee family of products. It's also social, it's fun, it's low pressure, it's simple, it talks to today's consumer, and we're having great, great success, and we look forward to sharing that with you today.
That's right. As we shared on Thursday, we're seeing from our market research some incredible results from those specialists who are starting their Shaklee business with Shaklee180. They're earning more than distributors in general. They have a 57% higher personal volume, probably due to the customers that they're attracting and also the amount of purchases, repeat purchases that those customers are having. And they sponsor about 55% more new customers and specialists than the average distributor does, probably because of the party process and also the duplication of people being able to share the Shaklee180 process, but also the visibility of it. When you lose weight and when you have results with Shaklee180, people notice and they're attracted to you and they ask you about it. And they're more likely to reach director and to maintain director status. And not only are specialists having great results, customers also are having good results. They're twice as likely to be on auto ship, more likely to reorder, more likely to use all products in the kits, and willing to spend an average of $20 more per month on their order. But the one thing that I think is most important and often overlooked that we're going to spend time on today too is the fortune being in the follow-up. Listen to this. When we did some market research on our customers who had purchased Shaklee180 earlier this year, we found that 43%, almost half of those customers who did not reorder or who canceled their auto ship order said they had not received a call from a specialist or distributor. Wow.
That's
I mean,
a high number.
I know that they aren't always right. I know sometimes they don't answer the phone. I know that. But if that is right even part of the time, imagine how much money you left on the table, but also imagine how many people needed you and they aren't going to take the initiative.
You know what that says to me, Laura?
Yeah.
There's a lot of opportunity out there.
There's a lot of opportunity. So we're going to talk some about that today because as you go back home, we don't want that to be what the future is. We want you to follow up with your customers, know some of the tools that we can give you to help you with that. But more importantly than anything we do, they want to hear from you. And usually a phone call is best. 72% of that group said they would have reordered if someone would have called and talked with them a little bit about what they should do next. So that is
Laura,
a lot of opportunity.
I just have to say, we have a full house. They're still coming in this morning.
I know they're still coming in. Hopefully everybody coming in received their free special gift of the new specialist training guide as well as the DVD. Did you get that? Probably saved you about $20 and gets you right on the way as soon as you leave the conference to start hosting your Shaklee180 parties and getting your folks trained. And what Elena and I are going to do is we're just going to walk through that guide a little bit with you, but you've got it. It's yours. You can take it and look at it at your leisure.
And I just want to say, Laura, we heard you loud and clear, and what you're looking at is a new revised specialist startup guide, a new party agenda, and you're going to experience the new DVD. So here we go.
That's right.
Woohoo!
When you open up the specialist guide, you'll see a little bit of information about helping who that person can contact and getting started with their first party, as well as what should be their roadmap to go from specialist to director. And of course, that's just one example, but it is a roadmap of how they can do it. And then on the next pages,
Yep. Okay. And what we've taken are the best practices from the specialists that have been out there and really successful. So you're going to find this guide is a great tool. What we've outlined is kind of like the steps that you need to go through to get up and running, and you'll see our 1 through 5 there in terms of our quick, simple steps. What I really like is our circle in terms of if you just spend an hour of day building your business at a minimum, okay, just at a minimum, we've kind of outlined for you in terms of how you want to spend your time. X amount of minutes on your social media, X amount of time in your virtual office. Definitely, we've got minutes allocated within that hour to make sure you spend on follow-up phone calls and promoting your next party. So I think that you're going to find this is a really easy-to-use guide to train your specialist with.
And we still have the section of making a list, because that's really where it starts for that new specialist, as well as what their first week might look like, so that you can coach them through how to get started. And I want to encourage you, this guide is intended for you to be able to, if you have a specialist join you tonight at an event, for example, or at a party, you can sit down with them and walk through this right away. You don't have to wait till 2 weeks later. Catch them while they're enthusiastic about it, and it doesn't take long to walk them through it. Of course, we have our training videos that correlate with each of these online that can support you as well. And on the very back, we summarized how to keep the party going. That's with 3 for free. By getting that person interested in saving money, getting their product for free, you can keep the party going, and you can keep adding to your list. You're going to hear some fantastic tips about that today, too.
And that's what it's all about. Keep the momentum going and keep the party going. So what we've learned along the way there are magic words, and there are some transitions that have been really helpful in transitioning from one part of the party to another. So what you'll find here are the tips that we're sharing with you in terms of little successful secrets and transitions and tips that we have gathered along the way. We also have, in what you're looking at right now, a section that's devoted to before the party activity, the actual party activity, and after the party. So it's really simple and easy to follow. You've got everything at your fingertips.
That's right. And in addition to the marketing, the party scripts and tips and suggestions, we also put a flyer in there for you which shows you all of the tools that are available for you that you can check out online and be able to incorporate those into supporting your business as well. And Elena, I love this too.
Yeah.
Our
Welcome
creative team came up with this idea based on your feedback, and I thought it was a great idea. They took the welcome letter and combined it with the reason why, so that the person doesn't have to write it down in a booklet. They can write what their reason why is, or attach a picture of their reason why, and then post it somewhere in their home and use that to remind them of why they're doing what they're doing in Shaklee.
So what we're doing is we're saying welcome to you, because when you commit and you truly commit, that's when you'll create. So do you like that?
Absolutely.
Excellent.
Okay, Glenn, let's talk about today.
Absolutely. And, we just wanted to give you a brief overview. So we'll be covering these materials throughout the next 3 hours. But let me tell you what today's session is all about. We're going to spend the first part of the morning on everything that you need to do before the party to have a successful party. Then we're going to actually transition and go to a party. What do you think about that? We have a party that's going to be happening right here, which we're really excited about. Excellent. And then we'll be sharing information with you regarding the follow-up and the importance of that, because like so many of our individuals have said, it's all about the support as you're going through that journey. So we have the privilege of having Jackie McCoy with us, and Dr. Jamie and Laura will be taking us through that part. So that's the agenda for today. We're going to cover before the party, during the party, and after the party. And right now we're getting ready to start before the party. And I have a really great honor in introducing a senior master coordinator who has embraced the Shaklee180 process. And I'm going to invite her up to the stage so that she can share with you what it's done for her business, Jeannie Tavel.
Good morning, Shaklee family. Come on, wake up. Well, I know that some of you have come this morning. Shaklee180 is working for you. How many of you Shaklee180 is working for you? All right. Some of you are coming because you're starting Shaklee180 and you want it to work for you. How many of you are here because you want to learn more about Shaklee180? Let me hear it. And some of you are just party animals. And you don't care about Shaklee180 You figure if it's a party and I'm getting free gifts, I'm coming. How many of you are here for that? Well, whatever you're here for, I gotta tell you, it's gonna be worth everything for you today. Because the people who are following 180 are having success. Laura said it, and so did Elena. But when I heard about the whole commitment thing and how to get people committed into 180, that it's just not the transaction. I mean, we want the sale, we want the lean and healthy, we want the turnaround, we want them to buy it, but it's so much more. It's about commitment and it's about relationships. And how many agree in Shaklee? That's what this business is about. It is about relationships with people. How many agree? So I thought about my son, Eric. He's 32 years old. Thank God he's not here, so I can't embarrass him. But anyway, when he was young in college, he met a young lady, Beth, and they fell in love, and they graduated college, and they knew they were going to live together. So one day, Beth called up, and she said, let's live together in the city. We both have work there, we have jobs, and even though Mom and Dad were not happy about it, they moved in together. They were in about a year in this little apartment on McDougal Street. And then Beth made a decision they should really get engaged. And I don't know really what her process was. And Eric said, what do we have to get engaged for? We live in the apartment, we have so much fun. Well, I don't know. Again, she made the decision. I don't know what her process was, but Eric committed to getting engaged. Then they left that apartment because it was getting too small. And Beth decided they should really move to Battery Park City. They could see the Statue of Liberty. It could have a one-bedroom apartment. How beautiful it would be. So she made a decision. I don't know what her process was, but Eric made a commitment, and he moved into this apartment in Battery Park City. Then when they moved to Battery Park City, Beth said, look, we've been together 10 years. We should get married. And Eric said, married, we're so happy, we got the apartment, we're engaged, what do we need to get married, have the wedding, have the whole stuff? But Beth made a decision. She had a process, and Eric made a commitment to get married. They were in that apartment for about 2 years, and Beth realized they should have a house. So Beth decided to tell Eric, I think we should have a house. Eric said, what do we need a house for? Look, the guy comes up, he fixes the light bulb. I don't want to be like my father and mow the lawn every weekend. I don't want to do that. So, I don't know, Beth made a decision. I honestly don't know what her process is. But Eric made a commitment to buy a house in Connecticut. They were in that house about a year. And Beth thought, we've got 4 bedrooms. It must be time to have a baby. So she went to my son Eric and said, I think we should start a family. A family? I'm working so hard. You're working so hard. I don't know if I can handle, he's my son, by the way. I don't know if I can handle all this. So Beth made a decision. And thank God, with God's help, she had a process. Now, I don't know what that process is. But Eric made a commitment, and on February 26th, Georgia Good Tuvel was born, and I'm a grandmother. Now, what does all this have to do with Shaklee, besides me bragging about my family and having the stage to do it? It's that I would not be standing here as a senior master coordinator doing over $3 million of sales a year with our wonderful team if we did not have a process. And I can't tell you how many people come up to me at every convention and say, if I just knew when I get that new person, what do I do next? How do I move forward? And I always say, you got to do 2 P's. Have a process and prospect. If you know the steps and they're clear, you will grow, and so will they. And so that's what I like about Shaklee180. You don't have to do Shaklee180. But if you want to add another element of growth to your business, do you? And you do want to have a process once and for all that's simple to follow, here it is. How many would like a process that's simple to follow? So that is why I like this, especially for the new people, and you're going to hear some wonderful stories. So one thing that a lot of people are confused about is commitment versus closing. Everybody, and I was the same way, like, how does that lady sell $500 a month? How does she sell $1,000 a month? It has not a lot to do with that closing, which is a transaction where somebody signs it and buys something. It has to do with the commitment process. Just like Eric was committed all the way from living together to getting married to having a baby, there has to be this process, this commitment. And that's what this 180 lays out for you. So everyone has a goal. And there's really three areas, three options that people have. One is that they can lose weight. One is that they may want to get into shape. And maybe they just want to make money. So what we do in this room collectively is that we have to learn how to help people identify, commit, and reach their goals. And so you have an extremely important part as a Shaklee180 specialist, as a Shaklee180 leader, as a Shaklee180 future leader, as a future business leader. You help them answer three important questions and check in with yourself. Does it work? Can I do it? And who will help me? And that's what the process of this party does. It answers those questions for those people. And I got to tell you something. A goal is not enough. And I want you to write this down. Goal will not get you up in the morning. Commitment to the goal will get you up in the morning. How many agree to that? How many agree to that? It's the commitment to the goal. So the entire Shaklee180 process is designed to be social, which is what this generation, and even my generation, likes to have a party, and conversational, because we're all about meaningful conversations, and to lead someone to commit to their goal and join us. You yourself have to always have a goal. And I want to say something to you. I'm not at my goal weight. I'm not. It's okay. You don't have to lose all the weight before you start to have a party. As a matter of fact, if you share your goal that you're going to lose weight, you're going to get more fit, you're going to earn money, and you have people join you, then what happens is it becomes conversational, it becomes social. And you can only be a good coach if you're going through this yourself. How many understand that? So I want to tell you a quick story. There's a person on our team named Tony Banner, who we admire. Tony, I don't know where you are. I hope you don't mind that I'm showing these pictures. But Tony, she had this before picture, and she laughed at herself to say, who's Minnie Mouse? Had a good life, ate a lot, put on a tiny little bit of weight with her and her husband. They made a decision. They made a commitment to go on Shaklee180 and to really become the people that they believed they could be forever. And their after picture is 1 year later. Tony, where are you? She ran with her husband the Atlantic City half marathon, lost in combination with her husband over 100 pounds. She lost 100 pounds, he lost 35 pounds, and they ran 13.1 miles. That was their after. Now, what was it all about? It was about commitment. It wasn't just about committing to losing weight. It was about committing to a goal. And their goal was not about losing weight, it was about getting healthy. And they were going to reward themselves by hiking up one of the highest peaks in Peru, the road to Machu Picchu. That's where they are, at the top of the world, that they just completed this April because they committed to a goal through Shaklee180. Congratulations, Tony. So, you think the party's important, and you're going to see an amazing party up here, but remember my words. It all starts before the party. I want you to promise me you'll follow the process exactly. Shaklee people, we don't like to follow processes exactly. We don't like to be told what to do. We're entrepreneurs after all, right? But what if a process works? What if it's been proven to work? What if the person you bring in the next time really understands what to do next, and what to do next, and what to do next? Then they believe that it works. They begin to believe in you, and they begin to believe in committing. And this is all done, again, very conversational, very social, and with very little pressure. And when you do this, it's important for you to be passionate. You don't have to say, I've lost 50 pounds. I'm just excited about my goal. I want to get fit. I'm excited about my goal. I want to lose 6 pounds. I would love to share this with you. Are you open to information? See, society today doesn't want to be pushed on. They don't want to be vomited on. They don't want to be conversed on. They want to be gently brought into the picture. How many of you want to be brought in gently into the picture? So Allison Sugarman, you'll meet her later, is one of the people in Tony Banner's team. She just started in January. She didn't know anything about Shaklee. She didn't know anything about Shaklee180. She met the lady that introduced her in the butter aisle. So how much did she know about Shaklee? But she fell in love with the company. She fell in love with the people. She fell in love with the products. And she followed the process. And I'm sure in her mind she didn't want to follow it because maybe it felt a little uncomfortable. But she followed it. I was there, fortunately, the first night she had her party. She had 35 people. They moved close to 3,500 in volume. And she became a director, not in her first month, but in her first week. Now you're going to say, oh yeah, but is she still a director today? How many of you think of that? I know you guys have been around 30 years. Let me tell you something. She, this month, since January, this is only the month of July, she has followed the process, the 3 for 3 process. And she's had a little ups and downs in her learning curve, but she has gotten there. This month, she's here with somebody who's lost 70 pounds on her team, but more important, she will finish the month with 5,000 points. Do you think this works? It works a little, doesn't it? So Allison, congratulations. So what did Allison Sugarman do? She marketed the product, but she also marketed the process. And you have 5 amazing tools. I've been in Shaklee 30 years, and I got to tell you, I will be proud about this company, whether they produce a rag or whether they produce a beautiful piece of literature. But I got to tell you something, it's a lot more fun, wouldn't you agree, if the materials look good? So, I love their materials. I'm proud of that magazine. And when you see the new electronic invite or the Evite, you know, I'm 60-something years old, so I can't quite understand how it works, but all I know is when I push that button and that Evite goes out and my daughter-in-law says to me, Mom, that's a cool invite. I feel good about Shaklee. Do you? I do. So the key is to send 2, because you see, the people who have been working on this, they know the psychology of the mind. We used to invite people, and then we used to open the door and say, holy shoot, nobody's at our party. Anybody have a party and nobody show up? I don't know about you, but I've had some like that. Actually, I've had a lot like that. But you see, I never knew the psychology that people needed to have 1 or 2 exposures before they came to a party. So it's important to not have 0, not have 1, but have how many exposures before you come to the party? 2. Only half the room knows that? 2. Better. Okay, I'm trying to wake you up for all the other people that are coming, right? So, the specialist guide. What I love is that there's something in print to follow. And I, again, mentioned to you, it is important to have that. Why? Very simply, because not only do you need to know what to do, but this business is all about duplication. When I started in this business, and you'll hear this over and over again from Steve and I, we had 2 people in our business, my mother and my mother-in-law. That was our business. Even my sister wouldn't join our business. So I only had 2. But one thing that happened was that we developed a process through trial and error, which was not easy for us. And what happened is it duplicated and duplicated. With today, when you are doing 3 million, that's because a team knows the process. You guys have your process in here. And if this is something you choose to do as one of your parts of Shaklee, you will be able to duplicate. If you want to duplicate in your business, would you please stand? I gather you all want to duplicate, right? Didn't that happen? Thank you. So remember, when you market your products and your party, that you choose 2 tools. And remember that in this wonderful marketing guide, I'm not going to teach you this because this is so easy and self-explanatory. How you introduce yourself, how you introduce the products, how you invite someone, how you follow up on that invitation, and how you confirm so that you have success and you have people that show up for you and people that show up for the new person that you're bringing in. That's all here. Don't lose it. That's why I'm carrying it. I don't want to lose it myself. So all of those steps are in there. The invite with sending 2 marketing tools, your follow-up to see how they enjoyed it, what they liked best, and then being able to send them another one. So what you're building is a relationship. You're building belief. And then finally, something that you're going to see today. And I'm going to put my glasses on. You know why? Because I think we're going to have a lot of parties from now on. Because I believe that this new invitation is the first thing these people are going to see after they get a little information from you. And they're going to see this beautiful electronic invitation. Now, if you got it from Laura, give her a big applause because she invited you to the party. I have news for you. There were many times when I was sad, when people would invite me to other parties from other companies because I saw what was sent electronically to them. And in my heart, I said, why can't Shaklee have something like this? Well, today Shaklee does. This is what's representing you. This is what they're going to see. Tell me, does that give you the confidence to go out there and share this a little bit more than you've been sharing it? So what I love is I get to introduce the people behind the scenes who really never get a thank you, never really get acknowledgement, who develop these things, who are much more brilliant. See, I feel the role of the company, this is their role. My role is to teach our team to duplicate it and to do the best job I can every day with the simple acts to create that Shaklee effect. But these are the people that support that Shaklee effect. So I would really want you to stand because you're going to meet the people who develop the pre-party tools. An experienced director is her title, but it's Christina Goebel. And what a cute smile this guy has. Ray Challam, he's the director of digital products. Let's stand up and welcome them and thank them for what they've given us. Where are they? There they are. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Good luck.
Oh. Oh. So it's working. Most of you know me as the guy standing out front with the green t-shirt, fixing your iPhones and Android devices, but I do a lot more than that. Good morning and welcome. As you heard during the general session, your former Shaklee180 PWS is now 2 sites, which is fantastic. So you had 1, now you have 2. The first site would be the pre-party site, and your second site is going to be the enrollment site. And the reason why we actually split it up into 2 is actually to align a lot closer to our selling strategy. So there we go. The pre-party site. This is the site that you use and you put on Facebook and all your social media outlets. Tweet it out. You can use it during any emails. And the objective behind the site is really simple. We are providing our prospects with differentiating proposition of what makes Shaklee180 different. And we really want to kind of dangle that carrot in front of them, interest them, get them to raise their hand and say, I would love to attend a party, get them to RSVP, and hopefully get them to the party. The enrollment site, even better. This is where your customers can actually, or prospects can actually become customers and purchase. The pre-party site does not have the option to actually purchase. We took that off because we really wanted people to come to the party, have you convince them to purchase, and really listen and understand what the program is all about. What we've added to the enrollment site, which is different from the former PWS, is not only the ability to purchase kits, it's actually the ability to purchase all Shaklee180 products, in addition to the world of Shaklee. So that's fantastic, right? So they now have, they now have 1 single location where they can buy healthy nutrition, healthy beauty, and healthy home. Absolutely.
So schedule your party on My Shaklee, and you're saying, why should I bother? I have a paper thing on my wall, and that works just fine. But the great thing is when you schedule your party on My Shaklee, guess where it shows up? Anybody know? shows up on your pre-party PWS. So when your people go there and they see it, they can decide right then and there, I'm ready for a party. And they can RSVP. And where are you going to see them RSVP? You're going to see them on your My Shaklee dashboard. This is not working well. So go to your dashboard, watch for leads. That's where you're going to see people saying, yeah, I'm interested. That's where you can follow up with them. And that's where you're going to see people RSVPing to your party. So it's all right there. And when you've done marketing your party, that's also where you can send your beautiful new e-invites. So schedule your party first and then go back to that event and add invitees. As soon as they say, yeah, I'd like to come to your party, then you can go right back there and send out one of those beautiful e-invites into them. And they're ready to say yes, they're ready to commit to coming to your party.
So you have two very special young ladies joining you up here to share a little bit more with you about how they have honed and developed some skills that are most effective for them for inviting. The first one is a local from here in the Nashville area. She has doubled her bonus check in this past year. She's a senior coordinator, future master coordinator, and she's a homeschooling mother of two, as well as a fitness instructor. And she kind of helps people. She's a catalyst for creating vision for people and helping them see where it is that they want to go. You're going to really enjoy meeting her and hearing from her, and that's Miss Tara Doolin. Tara, come on up. And I'm also going to bring up to the stage another young lady. Now, she is from the Michigan area. And since this past year, and she attributes this to her Shaklee180 business and the process and what she's been able to implement, she's developed two new director coordinators, which represented for her an over 30% increase in her business and got her to the executive coordinator rank that she'd been working towards. She's also a future master yet to be, Miss Teresa Radke. Teresa?
You're insecure.
Thank you, Laura.
Don't know what for.
Thank you. Can you guys hear me? Is my mic on? Awesome. Thank you so much, Laura. Isn't Jeannie amazing? So I know you're all so excited to get some glasses, just like Jeannie has, right? And party our way to growth in our business. So thank you so much for that introduction, Laura, and it's my privilege to stand before you again. As a very brief of what we spoke about yesterday, we are all owning our own health, and we are on our own journey, right? So that means every person in this room is either on a turnaround kit or a lean and healthy kit, right? And we are moving in the direction that we want to go. So we are living healthier, and we're inviting people to join us on that way. Okay? As I discussed yesterday, we are having meaningful conversations with people along the way. So we talked about this a little bit yesterday. This is, again, a very brief recap. I am looking for strengths, interests, goals, and needs during those meaningful conversations with moms at the park, with moms at birthday parties, as you have found and identified hobbies and volunteer activities, you're having conversations. So a strength might be, I meet someone that's a fitness instructor, or I meet someone who's a health nut, or maybe they're an athlete. These are just examples. An interest might be that they love to work out, that they want to kick the sugar habit and simply live healthier. Okay, as a mom, I meet a lot of moms that have that interest. Does that sound? They want their children to be healthy, right? And a goal might be that they want to lose weight, they want to improve their fitness level, they want to lean up a little. Obviously, need would be that they're struggling. They feel as if they've plateaued on their journey, okay? So these are examples of things that I'm looking for in those meaningful conversations. So when I find a sign, I'm going to use an example. Someone might say to me, you know, I've been working out for a really long time, but I only lost 10 pounds in the past 2 years, and I just have really plateaued on my journey. So that's a very significant sign. They're describing to me a need. So I might say to them, I heard you mention that you've plateaued on your journey. Tell me more about that. What does a plateau mean to you? So I'm drawing them out. I want more information. In other words, I'm looking for, have they tried anything? So my goal is to start building a commitment with that person during the invite process, because I don't want them just to show up at my 180 party. I want them to have a goal in mind, a need, a strength or an interest that's going to actually get them to come and be open to hearing about what I have to offer them. So here's my example. I heard you mention that you want to get results faster. Tell me more about that. Where would you like to be in 3 months? Again, I want to help them get to that place where they're ready to make a commitment. So I'm not just saying to them, do you want to come to my Shaklee180 party? Because we're all really busy, right? Our schedules are full, our lives are full, and they probably don't want to come to my 180 party unless they understand why it would add value to them and their life and help them meet a goal and need. So I'm going to wrap that around their interests, their strengths, their goals, their needs, okay? So here's an example. I know, Sally, you mentioned that you would really love to get results faster, and you feel as if you've plateaued on your journey, and I totally get that. I've actually been there, and it's super frustrating. I'm having a few folks over this weekend, and we're going to be talking about something that's changed the game for me, and I actually lost 9 inches in 6 weeks. Who knows, maybe it could help you get where you want to be in 3 months, too. So are you available Saturday? Let's get together and hang out. Is that cool? So do you see how that sounds a little bit different? Again, I'm working towards getting that commitment out of them. They see the value in carving out time in their very full schedule to come and join me and hear what I have to say. But again, just as Jeannie was saying, we can't help someone on their journey unless we're living it ourselves. So I've done a turnaround 2 years ago, lost 20 pounds in 12 weeks, kept that off, did it again, and lost my 5 pounds and 9 inches. So again, I want to encourage you to live your message out loud, your life with a message out loud that counts. So Teresa's going to join us and continue.
All right, perfect. All right, so I love how Tara shared about how she really looks for where we can add value to the people that we're inviting. And I think that that's an awesome, really way to first think about how we're going to invite. That's our first step, is to really get that information from people. And what you can see here is that we're demonstrating how we've each taken ownership for how this Shaklee180 process works for us. And I encourage you all to do the same. Perhaps it's some of the things that we're sharing here that you can use for yourself, or maybe it's a little different way. The inviting process is laid out in our specialist guide, but I knew for myself I really had to take ownership and say, these are the words that I am saying, and here's how I'm going to say these words. So they came personally from me, and they really meant something. So I'm going to share with you a little bit about how my invitation continued from there. Once I found or discovered someone's sign, and I kind of did that in my own way. It looked a little different, but I think that's a perfect way to think about it, what Tara shared. I said, well, there was an opening, right? There was an opening to share because they wanted something to impact their life. And then what I did is I shared the difference the program made for me. I took on my own turnaround as well because I knew I needed to have my own experience to be able to share with other people and invite them to this process and on this journey with me. So I actually wanted to get in the best shape of my life. I'm now 32, and it's been a little while since high school when I had actually had that optimal health. And I said, I want to take this on. And so I started my own workout program. I was getting results, but I wasn't changing shape. And so then I added the Shaklee180 program, and within 2 months I lost 8 pounds off my belly and my hips, which was very exciting. And I went down from a size 8 to a size 6. And I know that if we have a little weight to lose, that just 10 pounds can make a difference. And I heard you say that you have recently plateaued on your journey, like Tara was sharing in her example, plateaued on your journey, and you're interested in taking it to that next step. This program might be a fit for you, like it has been for me. Now, this is the next thing that I do. I've learned along the way, as I've practiced these invitations multiple times, that sometimes when I send them a tool, it gets lost, and I try to follow up with them, and I don't reach them, and I try again, and a week later, oh, I haven't watched the video. It's like, it's only 2 minutes, just watch the video. You know, it's like, you kind of have to get things going. Anyway, so what I've learned, and I'll share this tip with you, is that I say, by any chance, are you in front of a computer right now? Maybe they are, maybe they aren't, and it might be appropriate or it may not in this particular circumstance. If they are, I say, okay, I've got this really cool website. I'd love for you just to take a look at so you can learn a little bit more about the program. Can we do that? Awesome. All right, here's my Shaklee180 website that our awesome technical team just shared with you about the different tools that they continue to make and improve for all of us. And I watched the video with them right there. And then I asked them, well, I know it's only 2 minutes, it's a brief overview, but what did you like best? They say what they say, and I say, great, are you intrigued or curious to learn more? Awesome, I invite them to the event. And I say, so I'm actually hosting a couple of Shaklee180 parties coming up this Tuesday from 7 to 8 and Thursday from 7 to 8. It would be an opportunity for you to taste the products, get all of your questions answered, and really see if this would be a fit for you or not and actually start the program. Would one of those dates work for you? Tuesday at 7 to 8. Perfect. All right, cool. I'll send you an email, so confirmation. You can get my, so you've got my address and directions, and also my website as well, so you can learn a little bit more for yourself. That's the second marketing tool that I share with people. So, so that's the, and then I confirm them right before the party to make sure that they're still coming and say, hey, let me know if for any reason you can't make it. I just want to make sure I've got enough for all the people who are coming. So that's a little bit about the invitation. I hope that you can hear some of my wording and also make it your own. So I intentionally took on building my business when at first the Shaklee180 process got kind of launched for all of us, and even though I've been in business for over 9 years, I said, all right, I'm starting from scratch, I'm going. I made my list, I followed the process, introducing my list, which included past customers, new people, referrals. Even though I started with 40 people, I added to it, and by the end of 4 months, I invited 92 people personally to take a look at Shaklee180. And just to share a couple of statistics, out of those 92 people, about 58 said yes to coming to a party. So not everyone says yes, right? So 60%, that was my statistic, and perhaps that might be something that you can kind of use as a base to gauge how that's going for you. And out of all the people that came to my parties, 90% took on the Shaklee180 program. Thank you. And out of those, I also booked 3 for free parties, which you'll hear more about, and people having awesome results with that as well. And just to share another statistic from my own self and what I did, I found that 70% of the people who came to the 3 for free parties actually started on the Shaklee180 program. So it's interesting that I had a little bit better results when I personally invited them and really discovered the sign and knew what they were coming to. So I practiced and did it, and out of this whole thing, so in those 4 months, I had 60 people in my personal group actually start on the Shaklee180 program. And so why I share all of that is no matter where you are in your business, whether you're getting started or restarting or taking on this process or continuing to prove upon it, we make a difference for people. We have a great opportunity with this process. And what that number really means to me is the value that's been added to all those people's lives and the transformation that has happened with those 60 people that was not really, that they didn't think was possible for themselves before they were introduced to the Shaklee180 process. So thank you so much. I hope that Tara and I's intention is that you get some good tips that you can incorporate into your business and your life and have awesome results for yourself. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Tara and Teresa. Thank you very much. You know, one of the things that I wanted to make sure you caught on Teresa's slide is during the invitation process, it's really important that you do not try to answer all of their questions. Encourage them to come and experience the party themselves to get their questions answered. If you get into that back and forth of answering every question, you might lose their interest to be able to come and hear more. So you really have to experience the whole thing, as you know, to get your questions answered. I also want to let you guys know, because I see some of you just taking notes really quickly, which is fantastic. I'm glad you're doing that, but I have another special gift for you. We are going to give all of the PowerPoint slides from yesterday and today to all of our registered attendees at this conference. So the way we're going to do that is through an email. So when you get back home and when we get back home over the weekend this weekend, look for early next week an email from us which will give you and you alone as attendees for the conference a link to all of these PowerPoint slides so that you have them and can use them. Now, I want to bring up our next special guest and also her panelists who are going to share some really good tips with you in an area that I know myself I could use someone that has some experience with it to learn from. She is a mother of 6, plus she has a 9-year-old unruly Great Dane, so we all know how much work that can be. And she herself has lost 40 pounds and 35 inches with the Shaklee180 program, so she's been working it herself and had an amazing turnaround. She's also a distributor in Shaklee, so she's been hosting and doing Shaklee180 parties as well and had some results in her business. And she also, for the past couple of years, given her experience, she's been able to help give us at the company a little bit more coaching and information on social media and how to best use what we have to help you use what you have to bring people to Shaklee. So please join me in welcoming Miss Summer Paquette. Summer?
Good morning, everyone. I am so excited to be here. Laura said I had 6 kids, and I wish I had 6 kids. I don't have 6 kids. That's okay. I have 2 kids, but that's all right. You know, I look good for having 6 kids then. I am so excited to be here to talk social media. But you know what I'm really excited about is that I have brought up some Shaklee180 specialists that are using social media really, really well to build their business. And you know what? Let's get the clicker going here. All right. And, you know, they are doing such a great job, but that's what you want to know. You want to know, how are people using social media? How are they doing it well? And how you can do it, right? That's what you want to hear. I don't want to just preach to you. So we're going to start and get right to the nitty-gritty with Jake McDonald and Ashley Knob, okay? They are doing a fabulous job, and they are using Instagram, Facebook, and video to build their business and invite people to one-on-one meetings, to parties, and engage with them. This is what I see, Jake and Ashley, when I'm looking at your stream. I see a collage of pictures, and you're engaging with your audience. Can you speak a little bit to how you use social media, Instagram, video, Facebook, and what you're doing to invite people once you post these photos?
Right. Is it on?
Can you hear? No? Click, click, click. You want to try that one?
Here, try this one. Is that better? There it is.
You go.
Okay, thank you. Social media has been absolutely amazing for us. Literally in the last 3 months, we've been able to triple our business, and that directly coincides with our activity on social media. It's opened amazing doors with friends, family members that, you know, you always have those people in mind that you would not think that they'd be interested in Shaklee, and they're the ones contacting us, and complete strangers that reach out to us through social media that are now interested in the products just from posts that we've done. So it's been absolutely incredible for us.
Awesome. All right. So here's an example of Ashley, and she lost 12 pounds and, as you can see, a lot of inches on the Shaklee180 program. And she's posting her own success story, her motivation, her tips. And Ashley, can you speak to a little bit about, like, when you're posting these, how does that lead to an invite? And how do you decide what photos to post? Because I know a lot of people out there are probably wondering, you know, I don't know, do I really want to post me in my bathing suit and my sports bra and the before and after? Won't I be humiliated? They're nervous about that. So how do you make those decisions to do that and then engage with your audience to invite them to a one-on-one?
Yeah, I think personal story, I think, is essential. You can sell a product, any product, in fact, but people really believe it when it comes from your heart and from something that you're actually experiencing. So for us, sharing our personal story was really the first thing that shot off our social media and the success that we had. In regards to what you post, obviously that's going to be on comfort level and what you're able and willing to post, but it's about consistency. I mean, we post almost every single day, whether it's a picture like this that is before and after, and as you can see, these are 4 months, so there is pictures each month, and then I'll have a 4-month one or a 6-month one or something that shows the exact progress that I have been successful with, as well as shakes that we'll have, or meals that we have, or workouts that we do, and we also utilize using videos. And this, for me, is both for inviting new customers to contact me, or in giving that invite out for them to say, hey, what is this? What can I do with this? How can I meet my goals with this? But also to keep our current customers engaged and inspired and motivated, not only to see this every day and have that little, okay, I want to do it as well, or I want to keep up with it too, but see that they have somebody they can talk to that's going through it as well. I'm not standing up here being able to just say, go do this, I've never done it. I'm doing it every day. I'm going through the struggles, the challenges, and the amazing times when I meet my goals.
Absolutely. Can you tell us a little bit, you do a really great job of utilizing hashtags, which hopefully everyone is tweeting right now, the Shaklee Live hashtag, the Shaklee Effect, and using those hashtags so people can track the conversation online. So how do you use hashtags when you are posting something on Instagram and then pushing it out to Facebook? How do you do that?
Well, hashtags is basically utilized for people to, it's a search engine basically. So in all forms of social media, you can look up, whether it be hashtag fitness or hashtag Shaklee, or this whole week we've been posting hashtag Nashville. And so people can go on and actually click that and see everything that has been hashtagged for that. So for instance, when you click on Instagram and you look up hashtag Shaklee180, all of these Shaklee180 stories will show up. And right now we're trying to grow that. We want people to do more of that to see it. But this can be a way that if you're needing a little bit of information, that's where you look, that's what you go to. And or if you have a business and you want to say, you know, you're at a party, look at how many people have been successful. And so this is something that all of us as a Shaklee family can do together to continue inviting people to this phenomenal transformation that everybody has the opportunity to take.
And what's great about hashtags, it's a great way, and I know, how many of you right now are on Instagram? Raise your hand. All right. After this, hopefully everybody is going to get on Instagram. And what's so great is that that is a great way to increase your followers and your network and new people. When they see that you've posted something with Shaklee180, the hashtag, or fitness, the hashtag, then they're like, oh, she's interested in fitness too. He's interested in fitness too. And there you've gained a new follower, someone else that is interested in the same thing as you, and that's exactly what you want.
Yeah,
okay.
Exactly.
So you guys are rocking the social media. I follow them. You can follow them too. I'm loving it. I am often motivated by the things you post. I'm like, man, they're at the gym. They ran to the gym. I'm really motivated by what you're posting. So all of these wonderful people out here, they want to know, okay? What are your top 2 tips that you can give them if they're considering or they're currently on Instagram? What are the 2 tips that you can give them to using it successfully so they can build their business the way you are?
Well, I've kind of mentioned both of them, but I'd say the top 2 things is, first of all, consistency. You cannot have a post one time a month or even one time a week. You want to have something for people to constantly be reminded of. Not to mention, you don't know who is seeing this. So one time you post it, maybe you know, this number of people saw it, but there's a few people that could have missed it. And these few people, one of them could be your next Carlos Blanco, you know?
Yeah.
So keep these pictures going. In addition to consistency, it's being realistic. Again, like I mentioned, I think having your own story is essential. I'll stretch to say, practice what you preach. You can't be selling a product that you don't believe in and you're not using on an everyday basis. And it doesn't necessarily have to be just Shaklee180. If you look at these pictures, these are our energy chews, and this is when we were training for our last half marathon. And we posted pictures on the daily of, we use energy chews today, we use performance today, thank gosh we have our post-workout shake and stuff like that to keep everybody in the know of what to use, including joint complex and things that made it possible. And one last thing that I do want to throw in is, we are actually going to be attending the 180 party, the mock party, in a little bit. So if you can, on your phone, and you do have Instagram, follow us, because we are going to do a live Instagram posting that you will be able to see how it works and what we hashtag. So I think on the bottom here at @livepure_fitness is our Instagram. So go ahead and follow that so you can see how it's really done in person.
Awesome. Great job. Thank you so much for being
thank
here.
you.
And really, when I'm going through the, give him a round of applause. Absolutely, absolutely. Awesome. You know, it's so fun. They are doing such a great job using these tools, and there are so many different tools out there for video. So we have Vine, we have Instagram, those are free, and you can also consider having your own YouTube channel and branding it every Wednesday, having a healthy talk where you give some tips and pointers and gain your following. And you know what? If you don't have a Shaklee YouTube channel for your business, you can utilize the Shaklee180 YouTube channel where we have testimonials and videos, and we have Dr. Jamie's Turnaround Talks. Have you ever attended a Dr. Jamie Turnaround Talk on YouTube? Yes, I hope. Please say that you have. If you haven't, they are all archived. And what's fabulous about this is Dr. Jamie is there each week talking about a new topic, special guests like Laura, people that have success stories. You can go on there, they're archived, you can send your people there, and she's answering a lot of questions in each one of her videos. You can also embed them into your blogs, into your website, so that they can become yours too. So utilize that. All right, next I would like to introduce Crystal Gossett. She is absolutely amazing. Welcome, Crystal. She is a senior director from Ohio, and a mother of you don't have 6 kids, right? No. She does not have 6 kids. She has 2 adorable little girls, and she recently received her first Shaklee bonus car. Woo, woo, woo! All right. So Crystal, what's so great about Crystal is she uses her Facebook page in some really unique ways to inspire somebody, engage. What? Can you not hear me? What? Oh, yeah, yes. I'm like, oh, they can't hear me. To her own story. Once again, your own personal story. It's so important. So, Crystal, I want you to talk to us a little bit today on how you use Facebook to invite people to learn more about the products, to learn more about the story, and to reach out to them.
Well, I use it in a lot of the ways that you just named. The ways that I like to do that, I have my personal page. That is what Facebook is intended for, what it was first created for social networking, to stay in touch with your friends, to reunite with your friends. And so I use that to build relationships with people that maybe I don't have contact with. Maybe I don't see them, maybe I don't have their phone number, their email, but usually you can find somebody on Facebook. So I use Facebook to share my life. I use lots of pictures, lots of statuses to share what events are going on in my life with my kids and my husband, and just all of the events with my family. And people like to know what's going in my personal life, but Shaklee is what's going on in my personal life. So I like to include Shaklee in my personal page, but also have created a business page called A Healthier You, that I decided I needed to create that so that I could allow people who were interested in the same things that I were, of what I've incorporated into my own lifestyle, that if they choose to learn more about that, they can go to my business page and not be bombarded on my personal page to all of my statuses on health and nutrition and things like that. I put a little bit on my personal page, but I like to put most of that on my business page so people can choose if they want to learn that.
It's a nice combination, a really great sprinkle of a little bit of personal and a little bit of business kind of mixed in. Now, when we were on the phone and you said something to me that has really, really, really stuck with me, and you said, before I invite anybody to anything on social media, I have to invest in their lives first. How do you invest in their lives when you're posting stuff on Facebook? Can you talk a little bit about that?
Sure. There's a lot of value in investing in people's lives by making your presence known. I preach this to the people I teach in my own group of how to do what I'm doing. And this is the time that you kind of sit back on your couch. Me personally, I put my children to bed and kiss my husband goodnight if he's going to bed before I am. And I invest by looking at what other people are doing and looking at their life events and looking at pictures of their vacations, and I enjoy doing that. I like different pictures and I comment on their pages, and I let my presence be known to them so that eventually I will have an open invitation. Either maybe they had said something that I thought, ooh, I need to make sure that I'm speaking to them. But the key is to always be authentic and really care about where you're going on Facebook and who the pictures you're looking at, and that you're not just looking at them, but you're making sure that they know that you're looking at them and care.
Thank you so much, Crystal, for sharing. And if you have any questions, you can talk to her afterwards. But what I really love about Crystal is if you follow her Facebook pages, you can see that people are asking her questions, and then that turns into inviting them. Oh, I lost my mic. Inviting them to a private conversation, direct message kind of behind the scenes, so the conversation starts just by investing in their lives through social media. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Talk to you a little bit about Hearsay Social, because this is one way that you can invite people and engage with people using Hearsay Social. So Kathleen, welcome.
Hi.
Can you tell us a little bit about the platform?
Yes, Hearsay Social is a social media management tool that you can access in My Shaklee, and it allows you to get pre-approved Shaklee content from home office. You can expect 1 to 2 pieces of content, and that would include health studies, the latest health studies that you can share with your audience, as well as exclusive Shaklee180 content to get people to join you in a 180 or come to your party. As well as weight loss tips, fitness tips, articles that are written by Dr. Jamie and others in home office. And on average, a Hearsay subscriber will increase their fans and followers 3 times more than somebody that's not using the tool.
And what specials for all of these wonderful people sitting out here do we have going on right now for Hearsay?
So if you've never subscribed to Hearsay before, as a conference attendee, you can get 90 days free access to the tool if you sign up by August 15th. However, if you sign up by August 5th while you're here, you get automatically entered to win an iPad mini.
Awesome. So everybody, make sure that you're signing up in your My Shaklee to Hearsay to get the special, and make sure you sign up by the 5th so you can be entered. So thank you so much, Kathleen. All right, so make sure everybody right now to follow. It's at livepure_fitness. They are going to do some live postings of the party that's coming up. And if you don't know what a hashtag is, when you go into Google, I guess there's some questions about this. If you go into Google and you type in a £, and then type Shaklee Live, you'll see all of the postings that are happening across social media. Which is Instagram, Twitter, and you'll see what people here are posting live from the conference. So it's a really neat way to track the conversation, any conversation, the hashtag fitness, the hashtag Shaklee180, and you can actually see what people are saying and get engaged in this conversation, because that's what it's about. It's about engaging in conversations with people that have the same goals and ideas that you do. So thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to party. Please welcome your Vice President of Training, Elena Panos.
Time to party! How lucky am I that I get to party with all of you. Welcome once again to the Shaklee180 workshop. We're so thrilled that you're all here. We've had a great morning so far, haven't we? I want to thank all of our speakers. I want to thank Jeannie Tavel especially for taking us through the process. As I shared with you this morning, we're spending time on the 3 segments of the process. The first part of the morning was the before. Now we're going to actually go to the party, and then we're going to spend the balance of our morning on the after the party and all that you need to do to really keep that momentum going. So again, I want to thank everybody for a great job so far. I want you to think about the commitment and the process and the invites and everything that we've done to get us to this point. And now, are we ready to party? Ready to party. Okay. So like we shared with you earlier with Laura, we mentioned that we have gone and we've taken some best practices from what we've learned so far. And we've taken those best practices and we've put them in a new turnaround agenda. You have those in your training kit, which you were given this morning when you arrived. So if you'd like to, out of your training kit, if you'd like to follow along, we're actually going to go to a party shortly. And I think the party might, the party is starting to happen behind me, if I'm not mistaken. so you can all start a party. And I'll entertain our audience for a little bit while they get the party together. But what we are going to be going over is in this piece that you have right here. Well, we have to have a little sense of humor, right? And it is live after all. So in this document here, you've got the before, you've got the actual party agenda, you've got these wonderful transitional statements that have been shared with us, and then and that's what we're going to cover right now. So well, you know, that Nathan Oates, I'll tell you, talk about being able to roll with things. I was about to position and set this up, but of course he beat me to it. So what I'm going to share with you is that, first of all, we do hope you all have a sense of humor. We didn't want to be too serious about things. I was promised that it would be tasteful, so I don't know. What do you all think? Okay. But the purpose about, I can't even look at him. The purpose about what you're about to experience or what you're seeing behind me is the point that we want to drive home right now is many of you feel, and we've heard this, that you need to be at your perfect weight in order to start the Shaklee180 process as a specialist. That you need to get to your perfect weight before you talk to other people about going on the journey. And it's really not about that. It's about taking others along with you on the journey. So the visual that you see behind me, our very handsome host of the party, is definitely going to show you that you don't have to be perfect to invite people to join you on their 180, because it's better actually when you go on the 180 journey with them. So anyway, here we go. So as I said, we're about to party. If I'm not mistaken, behind me, we are going to join. We're very lucky. We're invited to a party that Jenny and Nathan are having. So we're about to join them during their social hour. And as you know, the social is actually before the party. So if I can just peek into their party that's happening as we speak. They've invited their guests. So they have a pretty good turnout, don't you think? They have, 1, 2, 3, 4. They have 6 different guests. They look like they're pretty well organized as well, I might add. I mean, look at, they've got their social set up with their fruit and their snack items. They have their snack bars and their meal bars pre-cut on the platter. And he's even offering them up. And I think I've done enough talking at this point. I think I'm going to let Jenny and Nathan take it away.
No. Would you try that? Yeah, really good here. Aren't those good? Try that. That's chocolate. This is the blueberry. Yeah, totally meal bar, amazing. Hold on there, Matt. Anything else? Great. Please help yourself as much as you want. This is amazing. I'm so glad you guys are here. So good to meet you, Matt. Man, it's so good to see you. Yeah. Yeah. I'm yeah, totally. Yeah. So what are you hoping to get out of tonight? I'd love to know.
Good food.
Some good food. Some good food. Yeah, that's nice.
Well, come over here. We've been hanging out at the local watering hole a little bit. You've been jealous. I want to lose a little bit of weight. Try one of these?
Yeah. I know. Yeah, we want to lose a little weight for sure. Yeah.
Do you like one?
Yeah. So, are you excited to be here then tonight?
I'm very excited. I heard a rumor.
What was that?
That there is a beer-flavored shake coming out. Light beer flavor.
Oh, light beer flavor. Well, I don't know if that's in the works. I don't think so. You probably want to stay away from that. But you're going to hear some things that'll help answer those questions. So really glad you're here, though. Yeah, totally.
You got more snacks?
Totally.
Dang, girl, that is good. Yeah.
Jenna, what are you hoping to get out of tonight? I'm so glad you're here.
Well, the other day when I saw you at the gym, we were talking, you mentioned about getting out of debt. Girl, I need to get out of debt.
Awesome. Well, I'm so glad that you came. Thank you. We're going to have a great time tonight. It's going to be awesome. All right, so we're going to dive right in. We're going to kind of stop and start here and show you some little pieces and then stop and show you a little bit more about what we've done. So socializing, you've got your guide, as Elena said, and we're going to walk through that as we go. In this socializing part, I'm just going to give you a few little tips, a few little secrets that we did. Tip number 1 here is find the agenda. You heard Nathan, you heard myself, find the agenda. Who's the party about? It's about them. It's not about who? You. We often come with our agenda and we have our things that we want to do, and it's not about us. What? Anyways, so play music at your party. It's a party. It's not a funeral. We want it to be fun. I guess this is fun, right? This is... Really? Who is the party not about, sweetie?
It's not about me.
Okay, all done. All done. It's not about you.
My bad. My
It's
bad.
about them.
My bad.
Okay, so now that we've established it is not about ourselves, it's about our guests, it really, truly is about finding their agenda. So one simple question, what is it that you're hoping to get out of tonight? It's so simple. We've tried several things. We've said things like, what's your goal? But how many of you hear the word goal and even it would admit you cringe just a little at that? We've found it's a little bit of a trigger word for people, so we changed that. After a couple months of practice and lots of parties in the field doing this, we said, you know what, that's not quite getting the response that we want. So what is it you're hoping to get out of tonight? They can't say yes or no. It's not a yes-no question. It requires a response and a conversation. Music, and then serve the guest. You'll notice Nathan brought the snacks out. And they're on a table, but strategically at our house, we always place our snacks away from if there's any other food, if there's cheese and crackers or fruit or veggies. They do not sit on the same table because sometimes people come after dinner and they're like, oh, I'm not hungry. I don't want them to miss tasting everything that I've put out. So make sure that all of your snacks are just not sitting with the rest of the food and you're hoping people go by and graze and know that it's amazing Shaklee180 food. They don't. So serve it to them. And you heard Nathan, if some of you are at the regionals, he has this little way of walking up to somebody and saying, isn't that awesome? And just shaking his head. Isn't that awesome? And see, some of you are shaking your head with me. It works. It's just this little subliminal message. So when you walk up to somebody, ask them, isn't that great? It's delicious. I did a party just this last month, and I did the exact same thing. Made a strawberry smoothie, walked up to a lady. Isn't this amazing? It's so delicious, isn't it? And she was like, yes. This was really good. She told me after the party, I hate strawberries, but that was really good. It was a strawberry smoothie mix with strawberries in it, so I think it worked. Okay, so this next part we're going to walk through, we're going to go right back into it.
So, everyone, we're so glad you're here. Why don't you come on in, have a seat. So glad. I'm so excited. Jenny and I are so excited that you're here. We have plenty of seats here. Go ahead and have a seat. Yep, you can grab an extra few. That's great. Yeah, don't. Well, there'll be plenty more after. But I wanna just first off say welcome. I'm so honored. We are so honored that you came to our house tonight, and I got a chance to hear some of you. Just what was it that you were hoping to get out of tonight? And unfortunately, I didn't get to hear everybody. Is there anyone else that would like to share what you're hoping to get out of tonight? Is there anyone else that would just love to share that at all? Anyone? Yeah. Life is really busy, and you're hoping to get a lot out of tonight. Just looking to get away from fast food. Is that what I heard you say? Okay, that's great. That's great.
Yes, for me, I was talking to Jenny the other day, and she mentioned something about free, and that really got me excited because I would love to find out how to continue on my health journey, but for free. That sounds awesome.
That's great. That's great. And Matt, I remember you just saying you were looking to shed a few pounds, which is great, and wanting to do that. And that's, for me,
All right, we're going to pause there before. Just gonna kill it before it even goes any worse. Couple things here before we dive into the next part is one of the biggest things that I find. This is just something. How many of you have not done? If you're okay to admit it, how many have never done either an in-home or a Shaklee180 party? Okay, for those of you raising your hands, how many of you are a little nervous and there's some fear surrounding that? Okay, that's good. So here's just a few tips, and this is from somebody who, if any of you have been with us on our Shaklee journey, on our business journey, and been with us and watched us grow, this is coming from somebody who 4 years ago was absolutely terrified to stand in front of people and speak. Our first webinar that I did, nobody was even staring at me. I was shaking, sweating, and just wanted to cry and just run. You know, I've never enjoyed speaking in front of people, never been able to have good eye contact with people, and so this is something that, these are just a few tips that I've learned. Smile. And make eye contact. This whole idea, somebody told me one time, Jenny, just fake it till you make it. So that was in my head every time I'd stand up, like, oh my gosh, I'm terrified, fake it till you make it, you know, and just smiling. So look at your neighbor right now and just smile at him. Everybody just look at your neighbor and smile. A big old smile. Look them in the eyes and smile. Some of you are not doing this. Oh, we've got hugs. Awesome. Hugs down front. This is perfect, guys. All right, doesn't that feel better when you smile? You automatically just go. So when you stand up in front of your friends or your family that you've invited to your home, honestly, just smile. Just relax. They're there because they want to be there. And you've got to tell yourself that. They're not there because you twisted their arm or paid them to come. You did something, said something, connected with them in some way that made them want to come to hear more. And you've got to believe that. And so open your party with that. It sets the tone. You're the tone setter. One last thing on this is the Shaklee180 DVD and this process is so simple, but you will have to carry it. You'll have to carry the little in-between parts. So what you're seeing on your paper and your guide, that's the very, very simple process. All that's required of you is just being able to carry it. And so if you feel like that you want to do a 180 party and you want to grow your business like Jeannie Tuvell, have a $3 million business and what they're doing and so many other leaders are doing with Shaklee180, skill up a little bit. If it requires you standing in front of the mirror and smiling at yourself for 5 minutes until you see what it feels like to work those muscles, do it. Okay, so getting and sharing their agenda. That's what Nathan just did. We got the agendas, but then we also went back, referred to them, and this is real stuff, guys. This is exactly what we do. So this is not like we're just saying this because Shaklee's put it on your paper. This is exactly what Nathan and I do in our parties. And he's also, the people that we didn't have a chance to get their agendas, will take that opportunity to do it. And obviously we can't role play that out for you right now, but there have been some incredible conversations that have opened up. One thing I will recommend if you're writing something down is when you get people's agendas, say, in just a brief word or two or a sentence, would you mind sharing with us what you're hoping to get out of tonight? By saying brief word or sentence or two, has anybody ever had one of those people that you've kind of opened the floor to and 10 minutes later you're sweating going, oh my goodness, what do? I'm supposed to stick to the schedule and it's been 10, 15 minutes with one person sharing their story and why they're there. So just kindly say that. That'll keep things moving along. And then lastly, be prepared. Know your key transitions. As simple as this sounds, honestly, the only way us and other leaders that you see up here are able to flow through it so easily is why? Because we've what? Practiced. And we've practiced in front of mirrors. We've practiced with each other until we've gotten those transition lines. That's been one of the key things with any type of presentation. It's just transitioning it. It's just carrying the room. That's all you have to do with Shaklee180 is just transition to the next thing and just carry the room. So be prepared with that.
So thanks for sharing. Melissa, thanks for sharing. And Matt, thanks for sharing. And each of you, we're looking to do something to what you want to walk away with tonight, and that's awesome. For me, my journey, if you will, started about 6 months ago. I woke up around 3:30 in the morning, and I was sweating. My heart was feeling like it was going to come out of my chest, and I got in front of the mirror, and I looked at myself honestly for the first time, and I said, I've got to do something different, because I have 4 other children. I've got 4 children, and I've got to do something, because I want to be around for my kids. And so with that in mind, and seeing what my wife was doing, she had just recently, earlier, wanting to get off some of the baby weight, had gone on something called Shaklee180. And she looks amazing, and I just look. And so I realized at that moment in my life that I had to make a shift. And I know when any of us go on a journey, I don't know about you guys, but for me, when I go on a journey, I want to bring someone with me. That's always fun to do stuff together. I mean, wouldn't you guys agree? I mean, it's always fun to do things in a group and to be able to do stuff and to have encouragement along the way. Well, I need some encouragement, and I need, but all of us do in our life. And so we're getting ready to watch a video, which is, I'm so excited to show you because they have some amazing stories. I was so inspired. You're going to hear some statistics because some of you, we all like to hear some of those things and hear some from doctors. And it's just some amazing things from this video. So sit back, relax, and let's enjoy this first part of this DVD. Got it?
All right, a couple quick tips on that section and sharing your story. Again, be prepared. Leave out the so what points. He didn't tell his whole life story. He told what was relevant to his audience. So oftentimes we do get caught up in a lot of so what. And you want to know why you get caught up in the so what? Because you're not what? Prepared. So practice it. Make a 2-minute version of your story and a 30-second version. Know both of them very, very well, and then be able to shift in the moment. For instance, I had a party that I was doing, and every single person in the room was very thin, and I had 2 pregnant ladies. So I had to just quickly change the part of my story that I was going to share. I have been on my own 180 journey. I have lost some weight with Shaklee180, dropped 2 sizes, and those things were important, but they weren't as relevant to the crowd I was speaking to. So I pulled some things out about being a busy mom, getting off the post-baby weight, living a healthy lifestyle. So find the relevant points, but leave out the so what stuff based on the audience that you're sharing with. Next, build a bridge to their agenda. Like some of you said too, Nathan did that as well. So as he's sharing his story, relate it back to them. Because again, remember who the party's not about. It's not about you. And so the one area that you can become more skilled in is sharing your story where it pulls somebody else into it. Where they all of a sudden go, oh, I can relate with that. That's me. And you know how you do that? You pull them in with the things that you're saying about your life, but you're saying your story thinking about them. Why would I tell them this point? Because I want them to really engage. Half the time, so much of the sale, honestly, starts here. Because once they're emotional, they're connecting, they've got something that they're on the journey with, and they're now connected with somebody else who's doing it or has done it. And lastly, when you transition to the first part of the DVD, this may sound so simplistic, you guys, but I can tell you, if some of you just jumped in and got your DVD and just were like, I'm going to have a 180 party. How many of you said, I'm going to have a 180 party? You did it, and there was no prep at all, and you were like, I'm just going to push play on the DVD, and thought it would just do it. And then you got stuck in the moment like, we're going to watch a DVD right now. What do I say? How many did that? So if that's you, and a couple of you did that, and maybe you even said, oh man, it doesn't work, go back to it. Get prepared, get your transition statements, and you're going to be fine. So edify the DVD. What does that mean? Nathan just quickly set up the fact that this DVD is amazing. It's going to do a better job than I can sharing the story. Why do we do that? I want my guests to be excited about what's coming. And if I don't do a good job edifying that tool that I'm getting ready to use, they might check out or be like, well, why are we playing a DVD? So we never have that. We never get that response. We get great feedback and people that are on the edge of their seat. You want to know why? Because we are. Well, I've seen the DVD probably 75 times in 3 months. That's how many parties we had. But every time, sitting on the edge of my seat, like, wow, this is awesome. This is the first time I've ever seen this DVD. This is so good. And I could quote it for you word for word. But edify it, be excited about it, and they will too. And then part 1 of the DVD happens. And we're not playing this right now, but DVD 1 goes. It's 15, 20 minutes. And during the DVD, couple quick tips. Again, you keep seeing this. Be prepared. Know your transition line for as soon as the DVD is done. And we're going to show you what that looks like in just a second. Be engaged. Listen and don't text. And I won't make you raise your hand on this, but I know some of you have put on the DVD, and you may be like us, have seen it a few times, and you're like Facebooking, you're texting, you're talking to other people. It's distracting. Don't do it. If you are not engaged in your party, why would your guests be engaged in your party? Sit on the edge of your seat and engage. Be engaged. There's even something about body language. If you sit back and you're like, not the same response as if you lean forward and you're fully engaged in the DVD. Remove distractions. Things like dogs barking or running through the house, children, people leaving early. So obviously my children are not a distraction. We talked about this before, honey. We were not going to be distracting today.
My
okay?
bad. My bad. No distractions. No distractions.
No distractions. It's not about who?
Me.
Okay, good. Good. We're going to need a little marriage counseling after this, I think. So, my children, you know, if you've seen us with our kids, we love our children. But my children also know that mommies and daddies work, and that right now, I'm doing a Shaklee180 party, and the best way that you can help me is to do this. And so I get them set up ahead of time. And my children know that, and they respect that. So I've taught my children how to respect the fact that we're having fun and it's business, and that there's time for them to have their fun. And so just be aware of that. Some of you, I know, some of you young moms, you may not be able to work around this. You may have your children in with you. But I am a firm believer that you can prepare and teach your children how to engage in this journey with you. Don't let that be the obstacle of why you say you can't do this, because your children can learn. Yes, they can learn, but you have to teach them. And I know I've heard from so many of these master and presidential masters and senior masters that their children have been with them on this journey. And that is one thing for Nathan and I that we said we are not going to sacrifice our family in the process. They're not going to be shoved aside, but I will teach my children how to respect and honor what's going on around me. So even on phone calls and things, we've taught them that, and that's a whole nother tangent. But how do you think these people that are presidential masters have built businesses and they had kids on their hips and legs? They did it. So there is a way to do this. And then people leaving early. If you have somebody that has to stand up and leave in this transition time, and it's happened probably to a lot of us, just a quick tip, don't be whispering and having your conversation in front of everybody. And it may sound silly to have to say this, but just if somebody looks like they have to stand up and leave, just quickly take them as far away, take them by the door, and quietly whisper with them about connecting with them tomorrow, that you're going to call them tomorrow and see what they thought. Don't do it right in front of everybody. It's distracting. All right, so we have now played DVD 1, and we're going to come right back into the DVD has just ended. Wasn't that amazing? And this story's awesome. Yes, as something that really hits me every single time is what Harley says, and also Jackie said as well. How many of you are busy? Is anybody else busy? I am too. Lots of things going on, and something that I love that both of them really highlighted was just convenience. And that the reality is all of us need something convenient, something quick, but healthy. I know it's hard. Sometimes there's challenges, as Jackie said, being able to, feeling like you have to stand in the kitchen and do all this prep all the time to live a healthy life. Has anybody ever felt that before, that you have to do all this prep to just live a healthy life? Do you guys feel like that? I know that that's been where we've been at, and sometimes that can be an obstacle to really being healthy. Well, I just want to quickly run through with you just a quick recap of what this looks like. So you just heard on the DVD an amazing explanation of this, but I just want to make sure everybody's on the same page. So if you are somebody here that says, you know what, I really want to lose some weight, and that's where I want to begin, I want to just show you what a day in the life of Shaklee180 turnaround would look like. You'd wake up, you do your Shaklee180 burst workout if you want, or another workout, and then you jump right into making your shakes. So you can see here on this form that you're holding, on this customer side, you can see where it says about the turnaround kit. So that's everything that you need for this next 30-day journey that you're going to start. And you're going to make your smoothie, and you can open it up right here, and you can customize those flavors right there for your personal tastes and preferences. And if you know where you want to begin, you can go ahead and actually start filling that out. Mid-morning, depending on your caloric need, you're going to have maybe a piece of fruit or a snack, and we have a whole nutrition guide that'll walk you through that. Lunchtime is another smoothie or a meal bar, depending. Do any of you work outside of the home? Yep, okay, everybody, great. So you can either take a shaker cup with you to work or your meal bar, and it's super convenient and easy, as Harley and Jackie really both talked about. It's so lifestyle friendly. Mid-afternoon, the Shaklee180 snack bar or some other healthy snack, and we give you tons of ideas and tips and recipes of what that looks like. And then dinner, it's so easy. That's all you do. How many would like to just worry about one meal a day instead of 3 and trying to figure out what that looks like? It really takes all the guesswork out of your day. The whole plan is there. So if that's where you would begin, and if that is you and you say you really want to go on this weight loss journey and that's where you want to begin, go ahead and begin filling that out. And then if you're somebody that says, you know, I'm here, I really want to get leaner, healthier, a little more fit, I want more energy, I want to feel better, and that's the journey that you want to go on, the lean and healthy is for you. So a day in a life of Shaklee180, lean and healthy, it's so simple. Wake up, do your Shaklee 180 burst workout, go right in and make your smoothie that you've tried. Weren't those good, the smoothies? They're amazing. There's 4 different flavors you can choose from. And the great thing with the Shaklee 180 Lean and Healthy that we'll actually show you right here is something called Vitalizer. And I think a picture's worth 1,000 words. You can pass this around and see everything you'd have to eat in one day to get the amount of nutrition that's in that one little strip from the Vitalizer. So you can't go wrong with that Shaklee 180 Lean and Healthy pack as well. All right. So a couple tips here. Highlight one thing from part 1. So the DVD's just ended. Pull something out that might speak to your audience. It might be something different every time. Just a quick one sentence. I think convenience and busyness really applies to everybody. So if you need to fall back on something, just use that. It really hits almost every crowd. Hand out the applications and just a quick brief reminder of what's in those kits. What a day would look like for that person that's going on that journey. And just quickly run through that. And then it's just as kind of like a soft closing for customers. People that already are in that space of going, I want to get started. I know I want to do this. I know I want to be healthier or lose some weight. Those people are going to have that application in hand already. They've got pins already, and they can already begin filling this out before DVD 2 starts. Okay. So now we're going to set up, the next part here is setting up DVD 2. So while some of you are filling that out, because I know some of you already know where you want to get started, we're going to actually show you a next little piece on this DVD that is one of my favorite parts, because it's one thing to be able to go on the health journey or losing the weight that you want to lose. It's another thing to actually be able to do it completely for free and to get those results for free. Would you guys be interested in seeing that? Yeah, it's really amazing. And I also wanted to just show you a little bit about what we do and how we've been able to impact and make a difference in a ton of people's lives and do that as a Shaklee 180 specialist and really actually impact our finances along the way as well. And then you play DVD 2. So be prepared. Common theme. Know your transition. You don't have to do much with Shaklee 180. Just a few little sentences that will prepare you, and your guide actually has it all written out for you. Introduce the ability to get your results for free. I didn't say a ton about it. I didn't keep going on and on. I just introduced the idea. And then I introduced the idea of a larger financial opportunity with Shaklee. Find the language that works for you. If what's on there is not what's for you, write it out. Write it out and be prepared with it, but find the language that you're comfortable with and that you can be prepared with. And so actually I'm really excited to be able to introduce DVD 2. This is our brand new Shaklee 180, the second part of the DVD, and we get to watch that now together. Wasn't that great, guys? Yeah. So I have a dear friend of mine who could not make it tonight, and I'm sad that he couldn't make it, but this guy, he travels all over the country. He is somebody who connects people to just really their purpose, to next steps, and his story is absolutely inspiring and amazing. And would you guys mind, I actually wanted to call him in because I wanted you so badly to hear his story. I wanted you to just hear it from him. I could tell you, but I would not do it justice. And so would you guys mind just really briefly if I call him in really quick? Is that okay? Okay, awesome. Hold on one second. Let me get him.
Hello?
Kevin.
Hey, Jenny, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Oh, just having the best Shaklee day of my life.
That's good to hear. Well, I am here with an amazing group of people that I told you could not be here tonight, and I am just so excited that you are willing to take a few minutes out of your busy schedule, and they want to hear your story. Would you mind sharing a little bit about your Shaklee 180 journey and what it's meant for you?
Yeah, I would love to share my story, and thank you so much for inviting me to your Shaklee 180 turnaround party. I wish I could be there, but I'm with 5,000 Shaklee family members in Bali right now. So unfortunately, I can't be with you, but I know they're in good hands. I know there's 3,000 plus people in your living room in great hands tonight.
That's right.
But and the thing that I love about you both is you're definitely taking the weight loss and fitness level to a whole new place with being game changers and leading that torch to overall optimum health. And you know, before I go into really my story, I know each of you have come with a specific goal or agenda in mind. And hopefully there was something that you saw that really touched you and motivated you to achieve those goals. Like many of you, I am someone that tried to lose weight and keep it off. I lost weight, but I found it even faster. And so I'm one of those individuals on my 5th before. Anybody there like me? And so by the age of 40, I wanted to do something big. You know, some people want to purchase a multi-million-dollar company by the age of 40. Not me. I just wanted to be fit. And I'm a procrastinator, so I had a month to go before my 40th birthday, and I had 30 pounds to lose, and so I did a fad diet. But I did. I lost the weight. In 30 days, I lost 28.5 pounds. But I also lost energy, I lost muscle, I lost being happy and healthy around the home. So not only did I lose the weight, my testosterone dropped, I became a whole different person I didn't like to be around. So I became less healthy. But I did find the Shaklee180 program 2 years later, and I took the healthy competition to a whole new level personally. And in 30 days, I started to see the results. And in my 90 days, I lost 23 pounds and 7% body fat. And for me, that was a huge success because on the other program, I lost 28.5 pounds and 2% body fat. So I saw the difference personally. And I had energy. I was able to do things I wasn't able to do in a long time. And then transitioned to the Lean and Healthy Kit. So now I've lost a total of 30 pounds, 10% body fat, and over 12 inches. And I feel incredible. So I know each of you have a specific goal in mind of why you came tonight, to really see what you can do to achieve your specific goals. Maybe there's some of you that say, you know what, I want to do what you did, Kevin. I want to lose weight, and I want to get leaner and healthier. Maybe there's some of you that say, you know what, I have a bigger mission, not only to help myself, but to help the people I love and care about. I want to lose weight, stay trim, and get my products for free and help other people do the same. But then there's some of you that say, you know what, I see the opportunity, as you have seen and heard from Nathan and Jenny tonight, to take your business to a new level, to be a Shaklee180 specialist, to possibly earn $1,000 in the next month and well beyond that, and create a future for yourself and your family. So whatever your goals are, you know, this is about you, to really help you meet your goals. So Nathan and Jenny, they're going to spend the next 5 to 10 minutes to really help design a program for you to really help you achieve your goals. And with that, I'm going to get back to these 5,000 plus people in Bali, but thank you so much for inviting me to your home. Have a fantastic evening.
Thank you, Kevin. Thank you so much for joining us. So you heard Kevin say just clearly, thank you for listening to his story. He's an amazing guy. And you heard him say, really, there's 3 places that you can get started tonight. So just quick recap. 1, if you're ready to get started with your own weight loss or healthier journey, you have that in front of you. Start with one of the kits that's right for you. And if you're somebody that, as Kevin said, that really wants to do that journey, but you want to do it in community, you want to do it with maybe 3 or 4 other people for the community of that, and to be able to get your products for free. Right now on your application, you'll see a little spot. Pull out your phone right now. If that's you, pull this out, and there's a little spot on there for you to actually put a date down. And if tonight is the night that you want to go ahead and schedule that with me, I have a free gift that I want you to leave with. You all said you work out of the home, so this is a great tool that you can take home with you tonight. A Shaklee shaker cup, as well as some shake mix, smoothie mix to take home with you that you can get started on tomorrow. You don't even have to wait. Your kit's going to come really quickly, but you can take this home and do this in the morning. And if you are the third person that Kevin mentioned, you're somebody that sees the bigger opportunity, the bigger picture with Shaklee to really change your finances, you want to get started as a specialist tonight. And if that's you, go ahead and fill that out. And we're going to spend the next 15 or so minutes showing you, as a specialist, how you can make $1,400 this month. And we want to help you get started tonight making that happen. So if you're a 1, a 2, or 3, you can go ahead and even put that on your paper so that we know how to best help you get started. Thank you so much for joining us and being in our home tonight. We just love each one of you and are excited to be on the journey with you. Quick recap here of what we did. Calling somebody in to wrap up for you. I don't know if anybody's tried this. Some of you have seen this written in your Shaklee180 guide, and I've heard a lot of you say, I'm not going to do that. That sounds weird. Did that sound weird? Does somebody that thought it was weird think you can do it now? Anybody? Is anybody going to try that? What's the scariest part of the whole party? Closing it. For most people, it's closing it. So what did I just demonstrate to all these people sitting here? That they can do it. They can do it. Somebody else did it for me. And you know what? Somebody else does do it for me. Nathan and I, we have somebody call in, like Kevin. And you know what? It doesn't even have to be anybody who's upline to you. It doesn't have to be somebody who has a bigger business than you. It can be anybody. Find somebody in your business. I've got ladies in my business and guys in our business that I would use because their stories are amazing, and they can call in and do the exact same thing. All they have to do is have their story prepared, know the 3 places, and then turn it back over to us. Make sense? Super easy. Give 3 options of how to start, and book your 3 for free parties right there. Don't wait. Book them right there. Have your Shaklee180 cups. Make sure you order some of those. Have some shake mix in those, and then train your specialist that night. So as everybody clears out, and we've got a couple people that want to get started as a specialist, we would sit there. One of us or both of us would sit here and work through them with them for the next 15, 20 minutes through that startup guide and get them ready to go, get a date on the calendar with them for the following week to go ahead and do a party with them. Now, I'm going to just show you really fast. I know we're a little over on time here. I'm going to show you really fast just a couple secrets for closing, because that is the scariest part, and there's a couple things after you get off the phone that just help it flow better. Really quickly, these are our 7 success secrets for wrapping up. Don't go back into selling and sharing at this point. The party is over. So what you need to do is already in your mind say, it's done. Don't start reselling all over again and talking about the kits. And you'll be surprised, nerves will cause you to do that. You'll just start talking, but don't. Stand to signify that it's over. A lot of times, if we have a small group like this, actually just sit on a chair. Instead of standing to make it feel like a presentation, I sit. So at the end, when it's done, after I've kind of given them their 3 options, I stand and I actually will walk out. I'll walk to the kitchen and be like, hey, there's some more snacks. I'm kind of hungry. Anybody want some? Because what I don't want to do is one person ask a question in front of the whole group that then takes us all down a bunny trail. Make sense? So stand up, walk to the kitchen, grab a snack, invite somebody to come along with you, whatever you got to do to show that it's over, and they're filling it out. Next, assure them that you're going to still be around, you're still there to answer any questions. Go to the most interested person. Oftentimes, we do the opposite. We find the skeptic in the room, and we go to them. And we spend the next 30 minutes trying to convince them that this is for them, and 5 people that would have got started get up and walk out the door. Go to the most interested person, the person that you think is sitting there looking at it. They're really ready to start. And if you can tell quickly this person's going to engage you in any kind of debate or anything like that, just say, you know what, I would love to connect with you tomorrow about this. Why don't we set up a time? And then just go to the person that's ready to get started. Obviously, the lady that shared a minute ago has a 90% rate on this, so she could probably talk to you about this a lot better than we even could. And just don't waste time convincing anybody. Identify quickly. Are they just interested or are they committed? Find the committed ones right there that night. Interested, the fortunes and the follow-up. You will have time to talk to them later. Realize that some people at this point in the journey, they're not ready for marriage. They need to go on a date. So some of those people, don't try to force marriage on them right away. Date them for a little bit. And that's where the fortune is in the follow-up. It begins to happen where it's your responsibility now to follow up with them and call them. So just in closing, what we have done here is hopefully we want to empower you. We want to empower you to do a 180. A 180 party, a 180 in your own finances through doing this model and through this process and system, and then also empower you personally. If you've not gone on that journey yourself, you can do it. You don't have to have arrived. It's the process. Everybody's in process. Invite people to come in the process with you, as Nathan has so beautifully demonstrated for all of us. So hopefully you walk out of here, you feel more empowered and more equipped to actually go do this on your own. Thank you all.
Thanks, guys.